Hello, everyone. Welcome to Divine Conversations. My name is Eric. Thank you so much for tuning in, and welcome to your reading for Taurus season of 2020. I want to wish a very, very happy birthday to those of you that are Taurans, like myself. Yes. Yeah, this is great. So, welcome to Taurus season. Happy birthday to you. So, what I want to do here is I want to get us some messages for Taurus season, and just some guidance, things that we can work through, things maybe that you can maybe expect over the season, but keep in mind, just as everything else, this is a general reading, so please take what resonates and leave what doesn't. Also, there is a fair amount of timelessness to this reading, as yes, we're talking about Taurus season in 2020, but that doesn't mean that it absolutely has to resonate for that season. This could be something that activates or catalyzed or is kickstarted during Taurus season, and then that plays out. The strongest thing I'm feeling is that it could be playing out for the rest of your year. Okay, so Taurus, what is Taurus energy? Taurus is earth energy. Taurus is the fixed sign of the earth energies, and all earth energies have a strong stability, grounded nature to them. As you know, it is the sign of earth, and that's what earth represents. Taurus can be fairly materialistic. Well, actually, yeah, Taurus can be very materialistic. But Taurus is an energy. It's ruled by Venus. It's a very pleasurable energy. It's a very loving, very nurturing, very caring, and grounded energy. Taurus is the type of individual or the type of energy that really does kind of look out for the rest of the family. It's a very family-oriented energy, whether that's your actual physical blood family or that's just your friends, people that you find closest to you. Being a fixed sign, Taurus tends to be stubborn, sure, but it sticks to a plan, okay? It may not necessarily be the first sign to come up with the plan. That's more of a cardinal or mutable thing, which would be, cardinal would be Capricorn, mutable would be Virgo. However, once a plan is put in place, Taurus energy is great to help you see it through. That is the fixed element, okay? So, cool. Okay, cute. That sounds like fun. So let's get into the rest of this here, and let's just see what messages and guidance we have for the collective for Taurus season. Yeah? Here we go. Hi, Spirit. Please make me a clear channel for the collective at this time. Please bring forward the best messages and guidance that you have for the collective in terms of Taurus season 2020. Thank you so much, Spirit. All right, so guys, already what I'm getting for this is Taurus season is going to be a pretty epic time for a lot of us, or at least mainly those that I'm channeling for. It could be a time in which plans are set into motion, or you're continuing with a certain plan. I'm also hearing a Kickstarter. So you could be starting a new business during Taurus season. We are finding ourselves at the date that this is the time that this is recorded, and throughout Taurus season, we're going to find ourselves in a bit of lockdown to varying degrees, depending on where you are in the world. And the main message that's been coming through for this coronavirus pandemic lockdown energy has been to have the time to really get down to the bottom of things and really focus on why you're doing something versus whether you should or shouldn't be. And should or shouldn't is strictly along the lines of what your heart is calling you towards. So this could be a period in time in which you've been in quarantine or in lockdown for a while, and you've had a lot of time to weed through things, to sift through things, and you're coming to a greater understanding of who you are, or at least you have been, or you've at least had the opportunity to. Whether you have been or not, consciously, whatever, don't get caught up on that. But I do feel like this is a time in which some plans can actually be put into motion. You can kickstart things. I'm hearing Kickstarter. Some of you may have started a Kickstarter campaign, but also it could just be a time period in which you're setting the wheels in motion and starting to get going, or activation. Okay, you started to get going on what it is you really want to be doing, a goal or a plan you've had in mind, probably for a good amount of time. Yeah. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start with some oracle cards, and I'm going to start with the Sacred Geometry Oracle deck. Sacred Geometry Activations Oracle deck, and that we're going to get some messages as to what could be activated here, general focus, general guidelines, to live by during this Taurus season, okay? One last shuffle, and then we'll see what we've got here, yeah? All right, cool, kids. Alrighty, guys, so Taurus season. Oh, wow, okay. Ooh, look at that. Okay, I'm going to leave it there. So, overall energy, first card, the overall energy for Taurus season for the collective here is card number 24. Earth. Isn't that fantastic? Okay, so Earth says the frequency of Earth activates our deep connection to this physical plane by showing us the beauty of all the aspects of our great mother, revealing the more eternal spiritual aspects of our nature. I mean, that couldn't be any more perfect. Really couldn't be any more perfect for Taurus season. As I was saying, Taurus is ruled by I don't know if I finished this statement, but Taurus is ruled by Venus, and Venus is the planet of love and pleasure and all that good stuff. And we all, those of you that know a Taurus, myself being one of them, you know how much we love our pleasure. We love to eat. We love pretty things. We love opulence. We love the fancy stuff, or just anything that's materially based that brings pleasure, happiness, and is beautiful in some way. Also, keep in mind, beauty is in the eye of the beholder, but we're all about that kind of stuff, okay? So this really does feel like a moment in time for us to really get grounded in nature, get connected to the real beauty of what we find around us, all right? Two cards that also come. We have 5 cards here that have come out. I'm being asked to take all of them, so I'm going to. First 2 cards I want to talk about is card number 44, Universal Love. The frequency of universal love activates the connection we feel with each other, to our planet, and to the whole of existence itself. Beautiful energy. Then we also have card number 16, Conception. Yes, Conception. And this says, the frequency of conception invites us to bring our consciousness to our origin, the place where everything in creation begins. It helps us to remember the infinite potential and possibilities of this space and what we can manifest through our own focused awareness and intention. So this really could be a moment in time for us, not only to connect to the earth, to connect to universal love, but to really start to understand on a more personal scale who we are in connection to where we find ourselves. And where do we find ourselves? On planet Earth right now, all right? So there's definitely, this is a time period for us to really get connected to the earth, to really get connected and grounded, to get connected to what we find our sense of beauty rests within, and to focus on that, to cultivate that, to nurture that, okay? 3 more cards here. Well, would you look at that? We have card number 28, Gaia. So not only did we have the Earth card here, but now we have Gaia herself showing up in the reading. And this says, the frequency of Gaia reminds us that we are infinitely connected to one another, just as we are connected to our great mother and the universe that birthed us all. There is so much energy of finding our connection with the world and the individuals or the beings around us, okay? And I mean, it's Taurus energy is really a perfect energy for that, because like I was saying, Taurus energy is very grounded, very stable, very family oriented. And family doesn't just have to be your blood relatives. Family is everything and everyone, because we are all connected, okay? So being of service to others, being very family oriented, I feel an energy of really taking the time to connect with your fellow man and woman, to connect with those that you really care for, to provide to people that maybe are less fortunate, should you be able to, you know, in whatever capacity that you can. Very service oriented as well. That's a very good thing. Next card we have out is card number 40, Soul Time. Gonna focus? Are you gonna focus? That's about as much focus as we're gonna get. Okay, fine. Soul Time says the frequency of soul time asks us to allow the possibility of a new reality to emerge. One that embraces the concept that while the corporeal body is mortal, the soul is timeless, limitless, and infinite. So you might think that's a little counterproductive to what Taurus energy really works for or works towards. Taurus energy, again, is the fixed sign of the earth sign. So they're really not about formulating a new path. Taurus energy is all about keeping on the same path that you've already started on, keeping with the momentum. Now, that again might seem counterintuitive. It might seem like in connecting with universal love, in connecting with the earth, with Gaia, with the concept that we are all one and we're all on this planet for a specific reason, to find to what is the phrase that I'm looking for? To we're on a mission, so we have an end goal. We all have an end goal, an end game that we've come down here to see through, to see towards, okay? And so that is the trajectory that we're continuing on, all right? Keeping in mind that we are here to allow this new not only allow this new reality to emerge, and for a lot of us to help facilitate the emergence of this new reality, but to facilitate the change that Gaia wishes to go through, to initiate and facilitate this change in reality, this new reality to emerge, going from a more three-dimensional based reality into a fifth dimensional based reality. Okay, and so finally that brings us to card number 7, Crown Chakra. And this card says, the frequency of the crown chakra, the violet flower of life, supports our spiritual connection to the universe and our ability to transmute negative energy into light. On a collective scale, the overall message that I'm getting so far is that during Earth season, that's what I wanted to say, during Earth season, which makes sense because isn't May Earth month? So during Taurus season, we have this hyper awareness of the Earth, and you know, the environment and all that kind of stuff, right? Okay, so during this time, I'm really feeling like this is a moment for us as a collective to really open up to the higher wisdom, the higher plan that is in place here for the earth, and to really get connected with that. So some of you may be starting businesses surrounding that, cleaning up the environment, helping your fellow man, helping the homeless, you know, those kind of service-based oriented goals and all that, and projects. So that could be what you're kickstarting here. Some of you, I just feel an impetus towards environmental awareness, or you know, business awareness, maybe, any of that. This could really be a general reading, and it is a general reading, and I'm not getting anything specific there, so take it as it resonates for you. Yes? Okay. That's beautiful. That is really, really beautiful. Let's go a little deeper here. I want to move to the Sacred Destiny Oracle, and I want to get some keywords for us to focus on and to help guide us during this season. Yeah. So I'm going to give this 3 shuffles here. And I just want to get some keywords to focus on, to help us through with this, to couple with the messages that have come through with the Sacred Geometry Activation deck. And then I'm going to move into the Tarot, yeah, and start dissecting things a little bit more. One last shuffle. Ooh. We'll try that one more time. One last shuffle for Earth season. I keep wanting to say that. For Taurus season, all right? There's just an energy, honestly, there's an energy of just cleaning up the earth. Whether you are in a position to physically clean things up, you know, do some picking up of, that's very interesting, picking up of like garbage and litter and all that stuff, cleaning up the oceans, that kind of energy, okay? Or maybe it's just you're not doing anything outside of your own physical realm, and that could just be cleaning up your life, cleaning up the way that cleaning up the food or your diet, reducing your own carbon footprint, that kind of energy. Excellent. So interesting, because a lot of the same cards that came out for a reading that I did for the Twin Flame Collective on my Patreon page, link can be found in the description box below, but a lot of the same cards have come out here for that. I just want to get, there it is right there. Okay. All right, so the whole overall energy right here, right now for Taurus season is happiness. And this could really be a situation in which you are reconnecting with your sense of happiness, because the other card that has come out here, and this is one of 3 cards that have come out that were coming through in the Twin Flame separate Divine Masculine and Divine Feminine readings that I did on my Patreon page. This is one of the 3 cards that has come out here, but it's in connection with happiness, okay? And it's delight. All right, so getting back to a sense of happiness. What brings you pleasure? What brings you joy? What brings you satisfaction? Connecting with that, okay? Especially since right now, that's really important. That really is important to help us get through this season, but it's also not just a coping mechanism or a means to an end in terms of getting us through this season. It's also intrinsically connected to the change and the transformation that's happening here, because we have change and we have focus. So not only are you going to really need to depend on focusing on happiness and delight, but the change that we are experiencing is helping facilitate greater amounts of delight and happiness here by releasing what no longer serves. Okay, your focus really needs to be on that at this point during this time period to really get the full effect of what Taurus season has to offer you. Finally, we do have stillness. All of this is going to happen in stillness. And again, Taurus being the fixed energy within the earth signs is perfect when it comes to this stillness. Again, as a Tauran, I know I can speak from experience, but I love to just sit around and, I guess you could say, do nothing. Maybe an Aries would say I'm doing nothing, but really I'm focusing on the beauty around me. I'm focused on cultivating happiness. I'm focused on just being happy. And it's in this stillness that we'll find the ability to release so that we can experience change in order to bring us greater happiness and delight. Again, this happiness and delight is something that's going to help you through this period, but it's also something that we're focused on cultivating, that we are focused or need to focus on cultivating in order to serve. And people don't really understand it. It's like, how can I be of service by just being happy? Well, happiness is infectious. And if you're not happy or in a good, balanced, and grounded state, how do you expect to help anyone else out of their lower vibration, right? That's fantastic. Let's move on to the tarot here. And I want to start clarifying some things. I want to actually we're going to start with this Gaia card here. I want to see what messages Gaia, specifically the Earth Mother, what messages she has for us right now. What does Gaia want us to know at this time? In her transformation, and she's saying within your transformation too, because we're transforming right alongside her, okay? Yes, we are helping her facilitate her own change, but in that, we are facilitating our own change, and she is helping us facilitate that change as well. Do you see the reciprocity there? It's a beautiful thing. Oh my God, who am I? I just turned into Martha Stewart. All right, one last shuffle, and then let's see what Gaia has for us. What messages do you have for us, please, Gaia, for this time of transformation within Taurus season? Okay, Gaia. Okay, Gaia. Look at you, honey. All right. First card out, you guys, is the Eight of Swords. Don't panic, okay? Because you have some... This is actually a this is a really, really good message. At the bottom of the deck, we have the Page of Pentacles right now, okay? And so... what Gaia is saying here is we have been in a time of great stagnation. Wheel of Fortune in reverse with the Eight of Swords upright. The Eight of Swords is representing a mental prison or entrapment, confinement, ensnarement, that kind of thing. The Wheel of Fortune is talking about negative karma, but it's negative karma that has been cycling over and over and over and over again. And this guy, the Hierophant here, is the culprit, is the reason why, because we have been so fixed. The Hierophant does represent Taurus energy, which is a fixed sign. So does the Wheel of Fortune. The Wheel of Fortune represents all of the fixed signs: Taurus, Leo, Scorpio, and Aquarius, right? The Wheel of Fortune can represent fixed signs. And we've been in this We've been in this time loop, I guess we could call it, of facing the same things over and over and over again. Gaia is saying to us that we have an opportunity to bring this to an end and bring justice into life. And justice, The type of justice that we're referring to here, or at least the type of justice that Gaia is referring to here, is justice in terms of great change to release anything that keeps us from being happy, that keeps us from this focus of happiness. And being happy doesn't mean, and this might be counterintuitive to Taurus energy, but being happy doesn't necessarily mean that you have all kinds of ridiculous opulence. You don't have all kinds of fancy material. You don't have a shit ton of money. None of that. That's the physical. You can't take it with you is basically what that's saying there. And even though, yes, Taurus is a very earth fixed physical sign, Taurus finds beauty in nature. And nature is fantastic. Nature is healing, it's grounding, it's nurturing, it's beautiful, it's uplifting, right? And so this is getting back down to the core, back down to basics, I guess you could say. What makes you happy on an individual scale in a simplistic way? Yeah? Very beautiful, very, very beautiful. And as a result, so here we are stepping into the new reality or a new level of understanding with the Page of Pentacles. Next, I want to go to the crown chakra. Right? Is that what? No, let's go here. Instead, actually, I do want to talk about crown chakra here, but I want to do that with the Golden Universal Tarot. I want to continue with the deck I'm using right now. And let's talk about conception. Okay, again, conception says the frequency of conception invites us to bring our consciousness to our origin, the place where everything in creation begins. It helps us to remember the infinite potential and possibilities of this space and what we can manifest through our own focused awareness and intention. Now, conception is kind of a beautiful energy for this time because I was picking up on the message of a Kickstarter, right? So conceiving of a new cycle, a new circumstance, something new for yourself. But that is facilitated by getting back down to the core of yourself and rediscovering the fact that anything is in fact possible if you just follow through with believing in it and taking the action steps that are needed in order to manifest it. Again, that is a fixed energy, following through with the plan of action or the order or the plan of order, the plan of action, whatever plan you've come up with to see it through. Okay, so let's talk about this. What is conception here, Spirit? Well, would you look at that? You have the Queen of Wands and the Four of Cups, which has come out in reverse. No longer settling, getting yourself. This is exactly what I was talking about, guys. Getting yourself into the vibration or the energetic space of what it is you actually want. I see the Queen of Wands as a minor arcana version. As a physical embodiment, of the law of attraction, okay? Not taking unrequited love situations, not allowing yourself to be rejected, no longer missing out, or passing up this opportunity to change, to facilitate something new. You do have the Hanged Man at the bottom of the deck. So for some of you, Taurus season right here, right now is this time period in which you will experience a change in perspective that will finally allow you to get into the vibration or the alignment of what it is you truly desire, what it is you truly want. And it seems that Spirit has been handing us this opportunity for the longest time, but Spirit just said, but no, it took a complete government world shutdown in order for us to actually take up this opportunity. And it's still a struggle. Okay, that's fine. That makes perfect sense. But okay, so let's continue here. Let's continue. What else can you tell us about conception, please, Spirit? What else can you tell us about conception? Hey now! Strength with the Queen of Pentacles and the Two of Cups. So for some of us, we are in fact facilitating or conceiving of a relationship here. All right. Sure. Okay. But this Two of Cups energy could be the balance between masculine and feminine within you, your own connection with yourself, right? Maybe even your higher self is what I just heard. Underneath the deck is the Five of Swords. So the Five of Swords is giving me an energy of this guy here. in terms of fighting against who we truly are and what it is we truly want in order to be conformists in some way. And yes, conformity tends to be a thing that Taurans really enjoy, that we resonate strongly with. Me personally, as a Taurus sun with a Leo moon and a Virgo rising, I have 2 earth placements, but I'm really not one to conform, and I think that's my Leo moon. But it's getting away from that conformity. It's loving yourself enough to know what you're really, really worth, what your true value is, finding balance and harmony within yourself, and then having the strength to stand up for that. Especially with the Queen of Pentacles energy, okay? That is so beautiful, you guys. This is really awesome. I'm really liking Taurus season, other than the fact that, you know, my birthday my birthday is coming, but like, whatever. That's besides the fact, Eric. Okay, let's look at the crown chakra then here. And I'm going to move to the Golden Universal Tarot. And I just want to see, what does crown chakra have to represent here for us for Taurus season? All right. And sorry, I keep scratching my nose, but that's because my nose is itching. This is I've noticed I must be really channeling for a lot of people, because that's when my nose starts to act up. All right. One more shuffle here. And then we'll look at what this crown chakra energy is bringing forward for us. So let me read this card again. This card says, the frequency of the crown chakra, the violet flame of life, supports our spiritual connection to the universe and our ability to transmute negative energy into light. All right, so let's look at this. What messages do we have for the collective for Taurus season in terms of crown chakra? Okay, well, the whole deck is reversed. So good. Okay. At the bottom of the deck, overall energy is, in fact, the Lovers. And then we have... Wow. Wow. Whoa. All right, y'all. This is beautiful. So, what do we have on the crown chakra? We're going to start you off here. We've got the first 3 cards out. We have the 7 of Wands, the Hierophant again, and the Knight of Wands. So with the crown chakra here, you really have the momentum. You have the force, the drive behind you to really break free from whatever the patriarchy, I also wanted to say the monarchy. That's interesting. Although our society is more patriarchal at the same time. I think that this is also, when I heard monarchy, I was channeling, you know, those times where women were in charge, and it was basically the same thing as when men are in charge now. Okay, fine. We're in this time period of bringing balance back to the masculine and the feminine, okay? But right now we're in a time of patriarchy. And so with the 7 of Wands, the Hierophant, and the Knight of Wands, this is being guarded against the indoctrination and all that stuff, and moving forward towards your enlightenment, or moving forward with what you have been activated with, okay? Moving forward, we have the 10 of Cups, the Tower, and the Page of Swords. I really feel like, and this is all clarifying crown chakra here, I really feel like there is an impetus, there is a drive towards seeking out, well, destroying any sort of structures that keep you from experiencing your 10 of Cups, and thus seeking out, with the Page of Swords here, whatever that would be, to rebuild. Because this time period of not accepting this offer that the universe is, or spirit, the divine, are giving us in order to bring forward our greatest dreams and desires, that's coming to an end. Okay, death. And this feels very strongly for a lot of you that you're no longer listening, or you no longer put so much stock or focus into what the establishment, the government, the church, the controlling parties, whoever is in control or has in the highest forms of power, you're not necessarily listening to them anymore. It's more about listening to your higher self and what your true happiness represents. And that's what the Lovers here at the bottom of the deck is representing, making a choice for your own self, choosing virtue over vice, potentially, or at least you have that choice. And I always say, vice is what the establishment wants versus virtue, which is actually what your heart wants. Okay? And I do want to point out, when I was talking about the lovers here, I did say the devil, and the devil actually is a depiction of, it's like the exact opposite of the lovers. Instead of having an angel in between these two people, it's actually the devil. Okay, and the devil can represent making choices that are in alignment with conformity or codependency, toxicity, all of this kind of stuff, things that keep you chained. Many people find success there, sure, but a lot of us are increasingly finding less and less success, less and less fulfillment in these energies. And now is the time to really break free from that. Okay, you do have, funny story, you do have the Ace of Wands underneath the lovers here, but it's time to break free from that and go forward with what it is you truly find fulfilling. What is your true sense of happiness? What's going to leave you with this greater sense of fulfillment? Okay, that's a really beautiful energy, you guys. I really, really like that. Taurus season seems to be a very good energy to facilitate a lot of the changes that we need, but of course it's all meant to be that way, right? Of course it is. Okay, you know what? I'm being pulled to the Angel Answers deck here. So if you guys have any questions, anything specific about, oh my God, I'm so sorry guys, but my nose is going crazy. If you guys have anything specific that you want to ask about for Taurus season, I would say go ahead and ask that now. Let's see what answers we get from this, all right? All right, so, and if you don't have a question, don't worry about it, because I do feel like we are going to go into a bit of clarification in terms of whatever cards come out here. Oops, hold on. Oh, no. Yeah. All right, I'm going to give this one more shuffle, and then we'll see what we got here. Yeah? Cool. So what answers do we have for the collective, please, Spirit, for Taurus season? What answers? Good God, my nose. Okay. What answers do we have for the collective for Taurus season? Ooh! Success. Oh, I love that. Okay, so specifically, those of you that are looking to start some sort of creative project, business endeavor, or to start to really put your plan into action, whatever it is, regardless of what it is specifically, there is a huge chance for success here. Okay, more answers, please, Spirit. Now, okay, wait a second, because I feel some of you are like, oh, well, maybe my counterpart's gonna come to me, or maybe I'm gonna be with this specific person, blah blah blah. Take the specifics out of it. Okay, take the attachment, take the expectations out of it. Focus on what is your true happiness here. Take the specifics out and focus on the general energy of it. That is going to bring you success. Okay? Just want to put that out there. Let's get some more answers, please, Spirit. One more. Okay. Ooh! All right. Okay, well, look, at the bottom of the deck, unlikely. All right, so if some of you were thinking about asking about some sort of relationship situation with a specific person, unlikely. Instead, focus on happiness. Focus on the values and the things that make you happy. Let go of the specific expectations of an individual person. All right? We have abundance here, which is beautiful. Taurus being a sign ruled by Venus, Taurus tends to be very abundant energy. All right, beautiful. And then finally we have communicate clearly. Yes, communicate clearly. Some of you really do need to communicate. I know Taurans can sometimes have trouble communicating, especially masculinely oriented or male Taurans. Me personally, as a kid, I mean, there was a lot of gaslighting and whatnot that was involved with this that kind of helped me shut down. But ultimately, I know I had my own struggles with it, and I've noticed other male Taurans that really struggle with communicating honestly and as clearly as possible. Again, I had my own circumstances that really helped to clamp down on that, but there are certain similarities, regardless of your circumstance, that kind of helps Taurus to be a little bit of a clam sometimes. All right. So whether you are this Tauran that's needing to communicate clearly or not, communicating clearly is definitely necessary, especially if you're looking to get something off the ground and you need teammates. Okay, you need people on your side that are going to help you get this off the ground, but also communicating with potential clients or whatever. Communicating as clearly as possible, being as upfront and transparent as possible is incredibly necessary. No more of this energy of baiting and switching, keeping something under the rug, forcing someone or pushing someone to move along with something without giving them the full details, only to rip the rug out from underneath them later on. No more of that, all right? Okay, last thing I want to look into for you guys is this unlikely card. Interesting. I want to look at this. What is this unlikeliness? But then also compromise, forgiveness, not the right time, and get more information. Let's talk about all of that. Just to close this out, because I know you guys are curious, I'm curious too. So we have unlikely, compromise, forgiveness, not the right time, and get more information. So there's a situation here. I'm hearing that this is a love relationship. Compromise is needed. And that makes perfect sense because Taurus energy, Taurus is a fixed sign. Taurus tends to be incredibly stubborn. Whether you are Taurus or not, or this person that you are connected to is a Taurus or not, I just feel like there is definitely an energy of, well, okay, there's one last card here. Well, never mind. There's definitely an energy of feeling stubborn. Okay, I really feel like someone is really digging their heels in right now, saying a big emphatic no. Well, let's figure out why. But this is absolutely why Spirit could be saying forgiveness is needed, you need to compromise, and now just isn't the right time because of this resistance. Taurus can be a very resistant energy. One last shuffle, and then we'll see what this is for you guys. All right. Oh my God, I'm so sorry, you guys. I probably look like Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer right now, but my nose is just itchy AF. Okay, let's look more into this, please, Spirit. Help us understand. Help us with a little more information then, please, in terms of this situation. Well, we have the Ace of Wands here. And then I think we have the Queen of... No, we have the Eight of Wands. Okay. Yeah, communication. Communication is necessary. Communicate about what it is you want. Communicate about your passions. Communicate about what's driving you, what's turning you on, what's piquing your interest. I feel like there's a miscommunication here. And with this big no, if you were to communicate, you may find that actually you guys are not on the same page. You are not activated or not looking for the same things. Seven of Pentacles is at the bottom of the deck. You guys, this could be a situation that you've been dealing with for a very long time, either with the same person specifically or with the same types of people over and over and over again. Learn your lesson. Seven of Pentacles. Learn through the contrast. Stop going out about this in the sense of Einstein's definition of insanity, of doing something the same way over and over and over again and expecting a different result. The different way of going about this time could very well be communicating clearly. So being upfront and honest about what it is you want, what it is you're looking for, what it is you are working towards, what it is you are moving towards from get-go. All right? No more baiting and switching, guys. No more painting things a certain way only to find out later on that that's not exactly what you meant at all. And for some of you, you're needing to go within and actually kind of figure out what it is you're looking for. Now to the Queen of Wands. You guys, I feel like some of you here are attracting the same circumstances over and over, expecting it to be different, expecting it to turn out differently. Well, it's a different person, so it's got to be a different point of view. No, it might be a different person, but it's the same energy. So what you're needing to do is not only communicate clearly with the people around you, but you may actually need to communicate clearly with yourself and really figure out what it is you want and then align with it. Queen of Wands. Okie dokie? So there you have it. Thank you so much for tuning in. I hope this was helpful for you guys. I hope you have a great month, and I look forward to connecting with you again for our next reading for Gemini season. Yeah? Take care. Mwah! Bye.